Let's zoom in like that. That might help a little bit. Cool. So the Child Abuse Prevention Center, me and my team is awesome. They did great work. I was just helping direct them. The Child Abuse Prevention Center is doing great work helping families and keeping them together. They have in-home visitation services. They provide educational resources, and they're doing great work as it is. It's not trying to make their nonprofit more effective. It's really just trying to make sure they get more funding and support so they can stay open and keep helping more people. So that is the background for us today. So we've helped put together some deliverables, tactics, and piece them together to help improve the communications for the center. So onto the situation analysis, we did it a little bit different than the first group. So the context is that the CAP Center helps around 140,000 people per year. That's children and adults, the whole family. And over 96% of them actually don't need CPS intervention again. So after the in-home visits occur, they are pretty set and the family is much healthier and working towards staying together, because once a child is taken away and in the foster care and CPS, those systems, it gets really grim, and the stats are staggering in terms of how that leads to an unhealthy life and troubled life. So a problem is COVID has significantly impacted nonprofits along with many other businesses but especially nonprofits, to have in-person meetings, fundraising events, as well as government funding has been pinched. They have been spread thin this year, and we're likely to see that continue into 2021. So an additional challenge is that child abuse is such a heavy, emotional, just tough topic to talk about. Oftentimes with marketing and advertising, you can just present the problem, agitate it, and then provide a solution. It's really tough to do that when it comes to humans and kids. It's not like the SPCA with Sarah McLachlan with it's like sad puppies and music and song, like, right? Like we can't really do that. So that's one of the challenges, is to take that feeling but focus on the positives, the outcomes, the solutions. So our solutions was requested of us was a few different deliverables, which is a 30-second video storyboard, 30-second radio script, a program fact sheet, an impact fact sheet, and print ads. And we did this with all positive, lighthearted messaging, focusing on the outcomes and still trying to make it data driven with storytelling to lead to the call to action of a donation. So I'm going to, I just talked about that. We have these 5 deliverables. The concept onto really focusing on this, our programs are effective. They're 96% reduction in child abuse cases in communities that we serve, or the CAP Center serves, right? It's statewide and nationwide. So while the CAP Center headquarters is in Sacramento, the communities it serves is much, much further than that. One additional challenge that the CAP Center faces is that they work with so many other organizations and brands. It's really tough for them to stand out on their own. A lot of people aren't saying, don't even know they're working directly with the CAP Center. Sometimes they feel like they're working with other organizations, and it's very tough to get testimonials and social proof. Not many people want to raise their hand and say, yeah, I used to abuse my child, and now the CAP Center helped me, and now it's better. Like, no one really wants to admit to that. It's really tough. So just some additional challenges that the CAP Center faces. So now we kind of get into the creative and some of the deliverables, and I'm going to hand it over to Logan to talk about the video storyboard concept.
Hello, everybody. So like Matt was saying, we really just wanted to stay away from talking about the negative outcomes of child abuse. And so I really wanted to focus on the family and centering around connecting the programs, the CAP Center services into the storyboard. So it's very self-explanatory. I wanted to just really make it very basic for the production team as well. So if you can see this and read this, you would probably read all of this in about 30 seconds or so. And what the outcome of the storyboard was just really to hit the heartstrings of these donors and really get them excited about the CAP Center and letting them know that the CAP Center services other organizations basically. So, for example, in slide number 2, that's probably an important slide to focus on because it has the Birth and Beyond program in there, Foster Youth Initiative, and Black Infant Health. Making sure that donors are aware that the CAP Center isn't just really focusing on themselves. They are helping and branching out to other organizations that really need money as well, yes, on top of the CAP Center. So this really just wanted to kind of just focus on the simplicity of making sure that the production team can either have a voiceover for the storyboard or even utilize this text over a still image or a B-roll shot. So this is really a very, very, not basic storyboard, but it really allows the production team to not focus so much on recording and making sure that the lighting and other people are involved in the story and involved in the messaging as well. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Logan. I'll take back over onto the radio concept. This was a late edition. We got a 30-second spot donated to us. So we wrote it up. I'll quickly read it and then explain a little bit more about it. So more than 96% of families who work with the Child Abuse Prevention Center do not need CPS intervention again. The center provides education and in-home visitation services throughout California to help prevent child abuse and neglect. But due to COVID-19, the CAP Center faces funding cuts. Your donations help ensure the Child Abuse Prevention Center can keep protecting children, building healthy families. To help the life of a child, visit www.thecapcenter.org and donate today. So the life of a child is this message, this theme that really worked well for them in the past. So we're going to continue at we don't need to reinvent the wheel. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So we like that life of a child. It's really focusing the emphasis on children. And while parents and adults are part of a family, we're really trying to impact the children involved and have them a healthy and better life because they're children. They can't always control the situation they're in. So by focusing on the life of a child and leading with this staggering statistic is more of a hook, we thought, rather than a linear storytelling. We kind of went with the staggering hook, then back to context, and then the close for the call to action to donate. And I'm going to pass it over to teammate Kyle for the fact sheets.
Hello, friends. So the impact fact sheet, the person receiving this, we were kind of thinking they generally need to make their decisions in like 9 seconds or less. So you've got about 9 seconds for them to either, kind of like a resume, you've got to get past that first little viewing. So that's how we kind of designed a lot of the copy here. Was we wanted an attention grabber at the top so that if they've got 3 seconds, they know your donations help thousands of families each year. And that also serves as a little hook to pull them in. And with this beautifully designed map that Jason made, it basically follows you down and explores. It's meant to kind of antagonize some curiosity. Your donations help thousands of families each year. How did they do that? And then if they've got 11 seconds, then they could hit the bolded ones. If they've got 13 seconds, they could get more granular there. But basically, the whole sheet of paper serves as sort of a very succinct and compact branded leave behind type thing, where it's got all of the information that they're going to need and a little QR code at the bottom that makes it, they've got to start drawing up excuses so that they're not donating or something. Like, we made it so easy, they have to donate on the spot. We're trying to make them take the least amount of action, the least amount of barriers, because the problem isn't that the programs aren't working. Like we said over and over, it's that we need your money to fund them. Awesome. So that brings us to the program fact sheets, which are a little more granular, but also kind of have the same purpose as the impact sheets. The impact sheet is more of a high-level overview, whereas the program fact sheets get very granular, where it answers all the questions where if people want to know where their money is going specifically, or what big programs you've got, or if you're interested, or people that are interested in programs. But again, this layout that was beautifully done by Jesse leads us from the beginning to the end, and the main point is to donate or contact us, with all of the bullet points basically supporting that main conclusion there. So it's a little bit more granular, but if you've got, this is for the person that's got 30 whole seconds. So they get 30 seconds to read that whole thing, and you'll have a problem with the amount of donations you're receiving. There will just be too many donations after they read all of these facts. This brings us to our print ad here, which this is for traditional media, but also could be multi-purpose to some sort of display ads or very simple social media graphics. But this sticks with the theme that children are the center of what you do. Even though it is helping out the full family unit, it starts with the child, it's for the child. We're trying to save the lives of children through mending family relationships. So it's straight and to the point with the branding up top, and includes, let's help children thrive. That is, at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do. And you, the person reading it, can make the difference with their money. And then we get right into hooking them in with all those donations. So then I'll swing it back to Matt.
That is it, and that is all. And I just want to give my team a quick shout out again. We have Amber, Jesse, Logan, Kyle, Graham, and Tanya. A few members had to leave early, so they're not here to hear my praises, but they were excellent, very creative and passionate in providing proactive and thoughtful ideas. And I was just able to have a pretty stress-free weekend, which is a very positive experience for me. So Clay, that is it, and that is all from your team.
Oh, this is awesome, you guys. This is really, really great. Kelly said she wanted to cry. I think I was, like, during this whole thing. It's just so awesome that you guys took this weekend to help us out and provide us with the stuff that, I mean, honestly, I love the fact that I can just take this and probably within a matter of days or weeks, we can do something with this. So this is wonderful. You just handed it to me right here. I can do lots of stuff with it. So this is awesome. I need to hire Kyle. Yeah, I need to hire Kyle because, he needs to bring me all these donations, man. So anyway.
I'll be the donation counter.
Donation counter. You're making it rain, baby. Thank you so much. This is so awesome. I'm very, very pleased. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Clay. Appreciate it.